Good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is True Streets and I am the Hood Guru. Once again, we back at it again. I just got back in town from riding out to go say goodbye to an old friend. Didn't go the way I planned it, but life goes on. So I'm back home now. Me and the kids went out and to blow off a little steam I took and went out to eat with them. And so I broke my normal diet that I normally eat, my normal days. But it's okay. I'll work through that when the time comes. But tonight's topic is feeling betrayed. Like your trust has been betrayed, or your not really your trust has been betrayed. It's more or less your feelings have been hurt, or your feelings have been, twisted from the situation that went down. Okay, basically, as we all know, my good friend passed away, and me and her husband was even better friends. And so I went to go, see him. So the job let me off early. Filled up the gas tank, hit the road. Even though it's supposed to have a storm today, but I made it back before the storm. But I hit the road to go see my friend, my family. So, slapping the corners, GPS, pull out. Okay, we get there. We've been on the road for a little over an hour or so. A little right over an hour or so. And the GPS takes me to a different address than the address that I'm normally going to see him, which was, I think last year was like the last time I actually went there. During COVID, but it was like the beginning of COVID. So, anyway, get there, gated community, nice. Get up to the door, say this is an apartment. And last time I was there, they had a house, and I'm like, this better be the right one. So I said, well, I'm thinking, well, maybe he moved since then, and I just wasn't aware or didn't see the post or wasn't in contact. But anyway, so I get there, knock on the door, and I call him my nephew because I've been knowing the family so long, but my friend's nephew, his wife, answered the door. And when she answered the door, it was like, I just seen y'all just a little over a year or so ago. And she was like, she didn't realize who I was. Or she was like, she remembered me, but she vaguely remembered me, or something like that. So I'm like, yo, is house here? And it was a girl that answered the door the first time, which was one of her nephew's daughters. And she was younger, so she probably didn't remember me. But anyway, she's like, so they say, who is it? So when his wife comes to the door, she's like, oh, then when they say who it is, and then he comes to the door, and he like, man, that's Will. Alright, so he dapped me up, and me and my son Shamar go in. We getting in, people sitting around, I'm, saying, hey, how's everybody? Sorry for the loss, blah, blah, blah. Get to saying something for Ron, you know what I'm saying? And he go start stepping towards the back, and he's, waving to me like, come on. So, we normally, split up to our little parties. The kids used to go with the kids. Women used to go with the women. Guys used to go with the guys. That's how it always is when we there. But anyway, so I take in, go to step to Rhyme, but I said, let me get my kids first, like that. And then my cuz which is the one I was going to see him, his mother was there also. So she was like, "Hey, Will," and I was like, "Hey, Mom." And I was like, "How you doing?" And stuff. She was like, "Okay," blah. She's like, "How you and the boys?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And she's like, "How the boys?" I said, "They're all right." And I said, "I got my daughter with me too." She said, "Well, I never met your daughter." And I'm like, "Oh, she's 2. She's little." And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And I was like, "She is a big little giant." And she said, "For real?" So yeah, she said, "Where's she at?" So she downstairs too. She said, "Well, go and get the kids." And so then my friend, her mother came out. She was like, "Hey, Will." And I was like, "Hey, Mom. Sorry for your loss." Blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, "Were you vaccinated?" And I was telling her, like, "No, I'm not vaccinated." And one of the reasons why I wasn't vaccinated. And it changed from, okay. And I was like, "I got the kids with me." And I was like, "I'm great, go down there and give." She's like, "All right." And then she stepped back into the room. All right. So then when I get downstairs and I'm, help Ma with my daughter and everything, and bring her juice bag with me and her pamper bag, go up the steps. When I get up there, we get in, all of us step in. Then Ron was signaling for me again to come towards the back, and I started to go walk towards him. And as I was walking towards him, I was like, "Well, I got to do my daughter's hair because she took her hair out." You feel me? And so in the process of me saying that, Mom came back out, and I was like, "Hey." And I was like, "Say hey," like that right there. And like, she telling me how big she is. And Dave's like, "Yeah, she's big." And I'm like, "But she's only 2. And it's like, "Yeah, she's big for that." So anyway, I said, "Well, can I sit in this chair over here?" Actual, Neff. And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "Cause I'm sitting over here," and I wasn't near nobody. It was way on the other side of the room and stuff. And I went to do her hair. And I had her comb, her brush, and her bag, and everything for her hair to be done. And so, in the process of me getting ready to sit down and do her hair, Mom went in the room, and she came back out again, meaning my friend's mother. And she was like, "So, Will." I said, "What?" She said, "So you're not vaccinated? Or are you vaccinated?" And I was like, "No, ma'am, I'm not." And then she just went off on me. And I mean, it wasn't like she was like cursing me out or being disrespectful like that. But it was just the tone and the emotions in her words that just hurt me. It gave me a strong feeling to the heart about not being vaccinated. But the way she was saying it is like, "You can't be around my family." Like that right there. And I'm like, wow, for over 20 years I was part of your family, you know. And my kids. I mean, your daughters have, I'm saying your daughters, but her daughters have picked my kids up, took them places. One of her daughters is one of my children's godmom. You say, shoot, I've slept not at that place, but at the other place before that, more than once. We broke bread together. I've painted this woman's house. Like I said, she baked me cakes, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that right there. So I pretty much wasn't expecting the outcome, the good way that it went. And don't get me wrong, I truly understood her, but it was the way that it came across. I understood how people are about this vaccine. I understand COVID's this deadly disease. I understand all these things. So it wasn't the fact that I was mad at her. I was more or less like, wow, I can't believe, one, she was talking to me, and then I didn't want to be the one that would upset anybody, not alone her. She just lost her daughter, from a shot. Well, the shot that they got, they took the shot to save their lives. I'm not taking the shot to save our lives. So, like they say, COVID will bring a line between us. Today was my first time seeing that line. And I just hate for the fact that I had my kids and we walked into this whereas though they was happy at home, they was playing their games. I woke, made them get up, get dressed, jump in this van, take over an hour or so ride to see people that they haven't seen in a while, and they would have been perfectly fine at home. But by the weather being the way the weather is, I said, if something happens, we're going to be together. So on that aspect, I'm like, I wish I wouldn't have woke them up and took them there. I wish the outcome didn't go where it did. But then I've talked to a couple other family members since I left, and it went as far as, Will, we are so sorry. Things went the way they did. Blah, blah, blah. It really wasn't personal. We don't feel that way towards you. She really don't think that she felt that way towards you, you know what I'm saying? But the situation and the stuff that's going down and stuff, and I'm talking to her like, I'm like, even though it hurt me, it made me feel a certain type of way. And I'm a big guy. I don't get hurt like that easily. So when we was talking, I'm telling her how it made me feel. You can hear in her voice, because this is my actual friend's daughter that picked up the phone when I went to call my nephew, and because I went to call his mom, but she didn't answer. But come to find out, when I was hanging up, she was picking up. But anyway, but they was all over at the house, the apartment, or whatever. So when I was talking, I can hear my friend's mom in the background, and she was like, "Yeah, I understand. I wish I could have talked to Will." Or then my friend's daughter, she was like, "I wish I was been here earlier to diffuse things, or at least let you know how things was before you walked into it." And I'm like, don't feel. I mean, even though it hurt me, I'm more or less my friend's mother. She's the older lady. She's the matriarch. She doesn't need no extra stress. She did, in this time of her need, she lost her daughter. So I understand how things came out, and I understand it might not have been towards me like that, or it might have been towards me like that. But the fact is, at her age, she don't need to be upset, period. And I just wish I wasn't the one that put her in that predicament. You know what I'm saying? Anybody but me, because I'm not the bearer of bad news. I'm usually the one that makes smiles. And like I was telling people, I was like, well, I like to make people smile. So I knew I was going to go there and give them some smiles, but instead I upset the whole atmosphere. So, and in people time of need, that's the last thing you need to be in the air, is people on this side, people on her side, people on my side, people on both our sides, or even the way she felt or I felt after the situation, or if any of us would have felt anything at all. But I was, and I'm be truthfully speaking, as I was driving away talking to my sons, I was like, I wish I never came out the house today. And I wasn't talking on the behalf of feeling about them. I was feeling like, wow, I just got flipped on and didn't do anything. You feel me? And so I was like, this is my last time coming to Charlotte. Period. I'm like, if cuz is there and with the family, and she says I can't be around the family, then that means I don't want to be going there disrespecting her, and that's her place of her place of stay. To me, that's disrespectful. No matter what happened, she's my elder. So I was like, well, the best way to keep the hostility down is don't come around. So I was like, well, if my cousin comes to see me, or we meet, a mutual place or something like that, that's fine. But far as me coming there again and upsetting her and her place of stay. I can't do that, and that's me as a man, because I'm not going to put her through that, and I'm not going to put myself through that again. So, but cuz was like, yo, I'm going to holler at you, because I called him like, look, I'm on my way back up the road. But the worstest part about it, the person I went to go see, I didn't even get to see. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we drove down there, and he went prior to me getting there, and it's my fault, because I should let him know I was coming, but I was trying to let him know, because that's how we do. We'll just make a phone call like, where you at, or such and such, and just pull up at your door 5 minutes later. So that's how we always been. So, but evidently, them times have changed. So these are my thoughts, these are my opinions. Once again, this is your friend True Streets from True Streets. I could have been a pastor. I am the Hood Guru. So let me know your comments. Let me know, am I right, am I wrong for feeling the way I am, or acting the way I am in this situation? Or am I doing things correctly? I would like to know. So comment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, let me know. You know what I'm saying? So YouTube can know that I'm worth listening to. I do have a lot to offer. If you give me time, I will explain. But anyway, as I was going on, so, I'm back home, as you know, and I'm in here in my little safe zone, my little haven. I'm a lot less stressed. My stomach feels funny because I haven't eaten that type of food in a while, and it feels icky, actually. I mean, that's a funny word coming from me, icky, but it don't feel right. It don't feel quite upset, but I just feel like it's too much. It's just too much. Like, I can't wait for it to digest, if it digests quick enough. So, yeah, but these are my friends, and they're going to be my friends till the day I leave this earth. But we might be just from, a video friend, hit each other up like I hit family up that's in New Jersey I can't get to, or like I said, my cousin come to me, or we meet, we gravy, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not going to disrespect her mother like that and bring anguish to her situation, especially in her time of grieving, and so that's about the end of this one. Yeah, it's kind of ended a little different. I'm talking a little slower because it has a little bit more emotion in it. But yeah, it's supposed to be a snowstorm coming in pretty soon. So once again, anybody out there that checks this out that's on this side of the coast, be safe out there, you know what I'm saying? Get what you need ahead of time so you could be able to move around, you know what I'm saying? Have your supplies. If you need wood, make sure you get it before that snow start to falling, because if you gotta cut it and take it inside so it can dry, it's kind of hard when there's snow on the ground. Maybe easier to slide a tree across the snow, but it's a lot colder and wetter. But once again, y'all keep smiling. Don't let nothing on this rock take it away from you, because Yahweh gave y'all that smile. You deserve it. Keep smiling, keep humble, keep blessed, keep safe. And for the ones who don't know me, when I look my head to the right, y'all already know what time it is.